Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you how I'm building n8n workflows without ever opening an n8n window, all through Claude Desktop. I've seen a few tutorials there and I wanted to record specifically this one because first of all, I'm not a developer, but I still I kind of found my own ways which are a bit easier than the others. And second of all, there are actually some tutorials which show you how to run n8n workflows, how to build them through a VS Code, which is a development environment. It's a separate app. It's not a native desktop, Claude Desktop app. And it is also pretty straightforward. It doesn't require you to run any commands or anything. But some people, like myself, prefer Claude Desktop for this kind of situations. And also you can do that, when you're on the go through your mobile phone, because you have all the tools available for that, for building workflows. Now, the first thing you have to do is to navigate to this GitHub repo, and I'll drop all the links a bit below this video. And you have to first of all install the n8n MCP. And this n8n MCP has been, as far as I understand, single-handedly developed by this guy. And in addition to that, he also built skills. So essentially, this is us. We want to and we want to build workflows with n8n, right? And the old way to do it is, go directly and build workflows manually. Now, there are ways to automate this through this chain, which is essentially MCP, a tool which knows how to use n8n and how to build workflows there. And we want to use Claude for that. So we want to use Claude that calls the MCP server. The MCPs are different because there are multiple MCPs for different tools. And Claude doesn't know how to use these MCPs unless we tell it how to use it. And this is exactly what the skills is for. So essentially, skills is like an instruction, right, for the agent to know how to control MCPs, like what sort of commands to use, what sort of tools does it have, and so on and so forth. And the convenience of MCPs essentially is compared to, there are multiple ways to get connected to n8n. Actually, you can connect directly through an API as an example. The problem there is Claude needs to know what exactly, like it needs to have this API documentation in order to build proper workflows. The convenience with MCP is that it doesn't need to know any new tools it has or pretty much anything, because the MCP can provide it automatically when there is a call happening. It automatically provides Claude with all the relevant information. But I don't want to dive more into that area. It's a bit more technical. Now, what we want to do is we want to navigate first thing to this first page where we need to install the n8n MCP. And here is essentially the instructions, right? And you can also watch the video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify things. I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and terminal. So I have my terminal on the left and ChatGPT on the right. And I'm going to paste this link and I'm going to ask it to install this, or ask it how to install this MCP. Hey, ChatGPT, how do I install this MCP server on my computer? I'm not a technical, so please provide me a detailed step-by-step workflow. There we go. Like, this is important so that it knows that I'm not technical, and it doesn't just spit out all the technical jargon which I may or may not understand. All right. So the first thing, and it actually what it did, it went ahead, it read through the documentation installation, and essentially it's like explaining it in basic terms, right? So what it says, we need to install the Node.js. This is how we do it, right? We navigate here and we install it normally, just like a regular app. And I've done it already, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to show you a few commands so that you understand how to interact with ChatGPT and terminal, and why is it so much easier than all the other tutorials out there. Now, after install, open your terminal, and the way you open a terminal is you click Option Command and spacebar, and then you type in terminal here. You press it, and you get this window open, terminal opened. And then what you want to do is you want to copy this command. You want to go here, paste it. Yeah, I have it installed, so now we have checked what the version number of the Node.js we have, right? And then we want to run the n8n MCP instance. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it. And it's going to do its magic. So there we go. Now, why are we going with ChatGPT and now we're not with Claude as an example or any other LLM? The reason is it has access to the terminal output and we can work with it. It's not able to control and to run commands on our behalf, but it sees the output. So in order for us to show the output, we need to click here. So as soon as you open the terminal, you will see this command here. You want to click it, and there you go. Now it's connected. And now all your conversation is going to, along with your messages, it will also send whatever is there in the terminal. For example, is this fine? Have I installed the MCP already? Sorry, started MCP. Yeah, so you have successfully started the MCP server, the key lines confirming everything is working, and blah, blah, blah. And it reads through this, something it's really hard for me to understand, but it sort of explains it to me what is there and which lines I should, pay attention to. Now, essentially what you want to do is you want to go through these commands and run them one by one. And that will essentially run the server, that will modify the environment and essentially allow you to connect to the server. And once that is done, here you will be able to see in the settings. Okay, go to the settings and I go to connectors. Yeah, there we go. I should be able to see that. You should be able to see this n8n MCP server. See, and it's locally installed. And from here, I can see how many tools it has. It has 9 interactive tools, 8 read-only tools, and 3 write-delete tools. And we can check what tools it has. It has test workflow, it has delete workflow, update full workflow, and update partial workflow. Essentially, this tool allows it to create new nodes or update existing nodes. We can compare it to the native n8n developed by, n8n themselves. And it only has 3 tools here. It only has search workflows, get workflows, and execute workflows. And this is the very first version. I don't know why, it's pretty old, but they don't build on top of it and they don't develop it anymore. And I assume that's because they have their own agent that lives inside of their cloud version, and they're promoting it more because obviously they're making more money out of it, I guess. All right, now the next step in our workflow is to install these n8n skills. And it's much easier because it doesn't require you to use any bash commands or terminal. So when you're on this page, you want to click code, and then from there you want to download zip. All right, and then when it's downloaded, you want to open the Finder, and here you'll find it. So you want to unarchive it. You want to go inside, and you want to find the skills section here, this one. And for each skill, we're going to have the skill.md. So this is the file we need. All right, and we're going to open Claude. We're going to open settings, capabilities, and from there you can navigate to the skills section, and you want to add whatever skill is there one by one. You want to drag it and drop it here, and it already has that skill in the folder in Claude. So it's asking if I want to replace it. I don't, but you want to do that one by one, and you will have this list of skills. Now it's time to test. Do you have access to n8n MCP, and what sort of skills.md files do you have access to? Yes, I have access to n8n MCP, and I have all the necessary tools for essentially controlling the server. Now we're ready to go. Let's give it a try. So I have created this simple prompt for a simple workflow where Claude will be asked to generate a workflow for us. As you can see, it's reading n8n MCP tools, expert skill, and we can dive into the more details, what sort of skill it has read. And here we have the workflow created, right? We have the webhook node. We can see which nodes we have: format, data, send, Telegram message, one warning. And from here, you can, like, imagine you're building this from I don't know, from elsewhere, not from home, or not from work. Imagine you're on the go, and you can literally see, without even going into the workflow, without going into n8n, you can see errors, or, you know, if everything is fine. It also has some suggestions and so on. And you can then, as you know, usually with Telegram, if nothing has been set up, you can you need to set up a token for that. Again, you can do that on your mobile, right? And set it up through n8n, through Claude. Anyways, it has created the workflow, and let's test it out. There we go. Here it is. And I'm telling you guys, this skills and these capabilities, they are amazing, because you don't really need to do anything manually. I was like shocked and impressed by how good Claude is at it. Much better than I am, and much faster than I am. Although I've been building workflows for a while now, for about a year. So now I want to test different tools that it has. I want to test whether or not it's going to be able to delete a node, and whether or not it's going to be able to sort of dive a bit deeper into a certain node, like an AI agent node, as an example. It's pretty complex and complicated, so I want to ask it to sort of play around with it a bit more. Community node AI agent is being used as an AI tool. That's interesting, because AI agent is essentially a native tool, but let's check it out. Let's see what it has come up with. This is the workflow we had before, right? And this is the workflow it has built just now. It removed the Telegram node. It added the AI agent and the open router and the simple memory and perplexity nodes. Let's see if it's Grok 4.1. This is 4 mini. Well, close. All right, now we're gonna see how it calls the testing tool and whether it can call it. Oh, and it's actually testing. All right, let me allow this action. So it's testing with a different MCP, which I have, a Puppeteer MCP. There we go. Here we can see the message. Okay, now the Grok 4 mini is not a valid model. Let's see how it's going to handle it. Correct slug is at Grok 4.1 fast. Let me update it now. So it figured out there is this problem where Grok 4 mini is not a valid model. Now it's supposed to change it to the right one. All right, it has changed it, and it's now going to send a new message right here. We can see. So it is trying to do the right thing, but for some reason, it's running into some kind of errors. Still, XAI Grok 4 mini, the node is caching the old model value. This is because the open router node in n8n has a dropdown that only allows predefined model options and may not account. Yeah, now it's compacting the conversation, so you have to be cautious. And I don't know why is it compacting it, although this is a Sonnet 4.6 and it's supposed to have 1 million tokens window, and I'm not sure if I have spent 1 million tokens at this point. I might have, but I really doubt I have. Yeah, it has changed it to the right model, as you can see. Nice. So now the test should be successful. We're gonna see if it will test it once again. All right, so eventually it wasn't able to run the last test, but it did well. And I'm sure that if I'm gonna test it now, it's gonna give out good result. Let's test it. What's the weather in Boston right now? There we go. See, it works. It's gonna call perplexity. Nice. Current weather in Boston as of February, blah, blah, blah. That much degrees. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing, and dropping a comment if you have any questions. I assume you might have questions with regard, like the majority of questions would probably be, if you have any, with regards to the installation. But I guess if you just talk to ChatGPT back and forth, it probably will be good at responding and clarifying any things for you. And I want to invite you, if you are building something, if you're an AI builder, I want to invite you to our community. It's a community where I want us to sort of come together and sell the services as a team. And we can build the teams together within the community. And we can build the teams based on, say, geography or based on complementary skills for any particular client request that we have. And the idea is that if you're building alone, like I do as an example, sometimes I get a client request which is either too big or it's out of the scopes of my skills. And so I need someone, someone reliable, preferably, to call and to join me as a team member for that particular project. Or maybe something bigger will grow out of this partnership, and eventually you could have become not just a project partners, but like long-term partners. So this is the idea of this community, and I'm just starting it up. It's just at an idea stage. I'm going to create a group in Telegram where I'm inviting you all. So feel free to join, and we can also share some insights there as well. So I think, and I hope this community will be useful. And if you are someone who wants to build something similar for yourself, like some tools or some automations, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm going to drop all the contact details below as well, and we can talk. Anyways, guys, hope you liked it. See you around next time. Cheers.